Welcome to this explainer. If you've ever gotten a package delivered here in the Canary Islands, you know the drill. Customs can be a real pain, mostly thanks to those surprisingly high fees the delivery services charge. But here's the good news. You don't have to just take it. Today, I'm going to show you the solution.
You know that feeling, right? You order something cool online, you're excited for it to arrive, and then bam! A massive bill from the courier shows up, just for handling the customs part. It's that moment that just completely ruins the fun of getting a package.
So let's get right into it. This is a super common problem, but the most important thing you need to know is that you have options. You don't have to just pay whatever they ask. You are not helpless here. Not at all. There is another way. You can actually take back control and handle this yourself. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about. I want to show you exactly what that looks like.
Okay, so let's dive into the solution. It's a process that puts you firmly back in the driver's seat. I'm going to explain how you can do this customs clearance all by yourself. The process is called Autodespacho, and it's the key to keeping your costs as low as they can possibly be. So what exactly is Autodespacho? Well, it's actually really simple. You just bypass the courier's expensive service entirely. Instead of letting them handle it, you deal directly with the customs authority yourself, and you only pay the taxes that are legally required. No middleman, no crazy made-up fees. It's as simple as that.
Let's put these two side by side, because this is where it really clicks. Yeah, sure, the courier service is convenient, but it comes at a really high price, and the fees are often not transparent at all. With Autodespacho, you invest a little bit of your own time, but in return, you save a ton of money and, this is huge, you get full control over the whole process. You're basically trading a small effort for some pretty big savings. And look, I'm going to be totally honest with you. Of course, there's a bit of paperwork involved. You have to sit down for a few minutes, find some info, and click through an online form. But, and this is the most important message here, it's not rocket science. Seriously, anyone can learn how to do this. It's completely manageable. All right, so before we jump in, you're going to need to gather a few things for your toolkit. But don't worry, it's really just 4 simple items.
So you'll need your invoice or order confirmation, the package tracking number, your Spanish ID, so your NIE or DNI, and of course, you just need to know what's in the box and how much it cost. Once you have those 4 things ready to go, you are perfectly prepared.
The whole thing really breaks down into a simple 4-step plan. Think of it as your blueprint for success. So, here's how it works. First, and this is so important, you have to tell the courier, hey, step aside, I've got this. Then comes the official part. You make your declaration to customs and you pay the tax. And then, at the very end, you get an official release document and send it to the courier to give them the green light for the final delivery. Okay, I really need to emphasize this next part. Step 1 is the most critical part of the whole process. If you're slow on this, the rest of it doesn't even matter. You have to act the second you get your tracking number. That's the key to stopping the courier's automated system from kicking in and generating costs for you. So, you might be thinking, is all this effort really worth it? Well, let's talk about the payoff versus some of the things you need to watch out for. The money you save is significant, and the process itself just sounds complicated. It's mostly just simple data entry. And this chart, it says it all, right? This is why it's so worth it. That tall bar on the left, that's what the courier typically charges in fees. And that tiny little bar on the right, that's what you pay with Autodespacho, just the official tax. That gap is huge, and that's your money right back in your pocket. Now here's a little pro tip from experience, and it's a big one. The biggest hurdle usually isn't the customs form itself. The real headache is often the courier company, which might be slow to respond, or they might try to sell you their expensive service anyway. This is where you just got to be a little persistent. And just to make sure you nail this on your first try, let's go over the top 3 mistakes people make. Number 1, being too slow. You have to get to the courier before they start their process. Number 2, using inaccurate information. That just creates frustrating delays. And number 3, getting discouraged. Just stick with it. I promise you it's absolutely worth it. Okay, so that's the theory. You now get what Autodespacho is, why it's so great, and the 4 basic steps you need to follow. That's the foundation.
We've covered the what and the why. The only piece of the puzzle that's missing now is seeing exactly how it's all done.
And that's exactly what we're going to do in the final part of this little series. I'm going to share my screen and literally walk you through a real example, from writing that first email all the way to filling out the final customs form. So you've got the blueprint. Are you ready to see how it all works in practice, click by click? Awesome. We'll see you in part 3 for the full walkthrough.